Hi, thanks for watching. Please subscribe, like, or comment. Any questions asked will be answered as soon as possible. Today I'll be making a polymer clay donut, and I will be gluing it to a spoon, but you can glue it to a fork or a knife or any other flat surface that you would like. So I am conditioning the polymer clay. I am making a circle and then flattening that circle down. I will not really be going step by step on how to make a polymer clay donut because there are a ton of polymer clay crafters who have already made a ton of how to make a donut video. So you just have to look up how to make a polymer clay donut and you will see a ton of videos. Usually they are miniature, but once you've made one size, you can make any size. It's just a matter of using more clay or using less clay. So here I am making my whole, just working it through until I feel comfortable or satisfied that it resembles a donut. And then once I am happy with what it looks like, then I will be using a carving knife to make a hole for my spoon. So I'm going to measure the spoon somewhat. It doesn't have to be exactly the same, but you don't want to make the hole too wide because then you'll just have extra space, and you want the polymer clay to hug the spoon nicely, or the item that you are gluing it down to nicely. So I make a hole about half of the way. You don't want to make it too deep where it comes out of the other side, and you don't want to make it too shallow where there's not enough spoon to grab onto the glue and the donut and it comes flying off. So I just make it to the point where I feel like it's gonna have enough grit to hold on to the spoon for a while. So once I am happy with that, then I will texture my donut. I usually use this tool depending on the size of the donut. It's easier than using a toothbrush because it's a lot larger. It is just a facial brush that I had for a really long time, and now I use for polymer clay. I don't use it on my face anymore. So here I'm making an indent to make it look like the sides of a donut, and just trying to blend that line in so that it's not as harsh. I don't really worry too much about that line because when you decorate your donut, you're gonna probably lose most of that line anyway. I am adding some powder, chalk powder, forget what they call it, just to give it make it look like it was in the oven. It does look a lot darker here, so it's really not that dark. I'm not sure why it looks so dark here, but it's just enough dusting to make it look like it went into the oven like a real donut. So once I bake my polymer clay donut, then I begin to decorate it, and you can find again a ton of videos on how to make cake decorations, icing out of polymer clay online. Just look up the many talented individuals who have made it. I make my icing out of polymer clay and hard polymer clay and liquid polymer clay. I also make all of my decorations before I start making any donuts, and this is like probably a day or two to make all of the decorations, enough decorations to decorate a batch of donuts, because you don't want to be making decorations and donuts. It's going to take forever. You're going to get frustrated. So just keep that in mind. Take a day to make decorations, take a day to make donuts and decorate them. If you want to make one donut, you could probably get away with making both the decorations and the donut at the same time, but just keep that in mind. I don't make everything at the same time. And you can use at-home molds to make these decorations. Like those little chocolate chips are actually out of real chocolate that I molded at home, and they sell a ton of molds at Michael's. So again, there are a ton of videos on YouTube. So here I'm taking JB Weld's glue, epoxy actually, not glue. You can find at Home Depot or online. The odor is very strong, so just be careful. Make sure it's ventilated. Again, if you are underage and you got a hold of this video somehow, make sure you ask a parent. So once I mix that all together, I then make sure that I pin it. I mix it, put some in with the pin, and then take the end of the spoon and also dip that in there lightly, and then I just push it into the push the spoon into the donut. Make sure that you are in a very well ventilated area. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe, like, or comment. Leave any questions and I will answer as soon as possible. Let me know how I did in this video. Thank you and take care. Bye-bye.